3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Wild Josh, and I'm joined by Kyle, Chase, and Ezra. And we just watched the WandaVision trailer that's going to be for Disney Plus, and now we're going to talk about it. Let's get geeky. All right, just let's get into it. For me, I had seen it a day or two ago. You guys, you three had just watched it for the first time. So why don't we just go into your initial thoughts? As I've had time to think about it a little bit. You guys just finished it. What are you guys thinking? Chase has no thoughts.
I really
Ezra, you
don't.
had thoughts.
So I just think it's gonna. I think it looks just really trippy. Like I feel like I don't know what because they said it was gonna be like a sitcom. I don't think it's actually gonna be like a sitcom. Like it's gonna have sitcom parts, but I think it's just gonna be really weird, and I kind of like that. I think it's just gonna be interesting.
Kyle, do you have anything you wanted to say?
That's about what I was expecting.
Really? Now, is this a Tommy would probably know this question better. Is this a actual storyline that was in a comic, WandaVision, this whole thing, or is this just something they made up for this MCU?
This seems like a Disney cash grab.
I feel like it might actually be a comic book series. Like there might have been a long line of comics that went with this. I don't think they just made this up for Disney Plus. I want one of our Marvel fans that watches the videos to let us know in the comments, because I feel like there is something to this. I could probably find out.
So Chase, I thought this was going to be a Disney cash grab at first, especially when I heard that like, oh, it's going to be a sitcom. Like it's going to be just like this is Wanda and Vision's life together, you know, and their family, and that's the premise of the show. But like,
when did you hear it was going to be a sitcom?
Like when they announced it?
I think the initial trailer that we got that came out of
well, there was no trailer.
Yeah, they had a teaser that they came out when they did. What's the Disney conference they do every year? They put out like a bunch, like it was just like cuts from. They had stuff from because I just watched it today. They had stuff from all the different ones, like Loki, Winter Soldier, and Falcon, like all the different things, like just little short things. And the clip you got for WandaVision was just like the black and white them, like it's Ricky and Lucy, and from I Love Lucy, right? And that's all you got was just that little clip of them, like in that little like 50s house, like a family. So it kind of did come across in that, like, what are they like? But it was just a tiny little smidgen of it.
So I did wiki it, by the way.
Mhm.
The Vision and Scarlet Witch is the name of two limited series comics published by Marvel Comics. They starred the Vision and Scarlet Witch, two longtime members of the Avenger. Published, Volume 2, Number 1 was October 1985. Whether it was strictly, like WandaVision sitcom, I don't know, but apparently there was a comic of the two of theirs adventures.
Okay. I thought there might be. I wasn't 100% sure because I never really followed any of that with comics. I feel like this trailer though made me more excited for it than I was before. I was excited in the fact that it was something new that we are going to be getting on Disney Plus in the winter time, and I was excited about that because it's rumored that it's coming out in December. So I was excited about getting something that I'm paying for Disney Plus. I really don't use it for much besides The Mandalorian, and then every once in a while for my son to watch some of the Disney cartoons. So I want more of this new content on Disney Plus. But now seeing that, and I get more from that trailer. Yes, there's a comedic vibe, but I also get that there's something serious going on behind the scenes. I'm intrigued as to what it is. Kyle, you watched this show. I get a very Wayward Pines feel from that trailer for some reason. Something is going on behind the scenes, and I'm intrigued to find out what it was. And that was very much what season 1 of Wayward Pines was, right? Something was going on, and the whole thing, you're trying to figure out what's going on. There's a mystery in this town. And that's what I get from this trailer, is that I want to know what the mystery of what's going on in this town or these sitcoms or whatever? Is this all in Vision's mind? Is it in Scarlet Witch's mind? What is going on? I don't even know where it falls in the timeline, because if it falls in line, then yes, Wanda's still alive, but Vision is gone. He was destroyed when Thanos took the stone from his head.
So, Chase, why are you not excited about it? Like, why do you think it's going to be
I mean,
cash grabby?
I'll give it an episode. I just personally don't think it's my style.
Okay.
I don't know. At least from the trailer, I didn't really have any interest
Yeah, it
in
doesn't
what
seem like your style.
the trailer had to show me. But I don't know. I feel like with the way that, the Avengers, I don't want to say ended, but they ended. They're still trying to find a way to take the characters that people already know and make money, whether or not their stories are going to continue in the movies. I
Well,
think that's why we're getting Black Widow stuff at some point too. Like,
Black Widow is a prequel, but
but still,
Um,
they're cash grab.
but WandaVision is supposedly going to tie into the Doctor Strange movie.
So
Which
just
also
because
seems like not my thing, but
so
it's just me.
just because it's not following in chronological order the mainline story of the Avengers means that it's a cash grab.
No,
It's
I
tough
don't
because
think it's
Because
specifically
the way
that,
I
but
see it, and I am looking forward to things like I wasn't looking forward to this one in particular because I thought it was gonna be just
so,
dumb, but like I was looking forward to like the Falcon and Winter Soldier
mhm.
because they took two characters that I liked and they're trying to develop a story for them.
Yeah,
I didn't immediately think, oh, they're trying to make money. I mean,
Well,
obviously that's what they're doing.
and I
But
agree with that, but I think the main difference, at least in my mind, is for Vision, we have been through the creation of Vision to the end of Vision. His story is in this box. At least we only have this half of the box, mostly for Black Widow. So you can go in and backfill. It's sort of like we had, this portion of the story for Star Wars. So you could go in and you can write this part of the story. So that's, I think, in my mind, where it's different is Vision is already done. He's already been capped on both ends. So anything that you're doing with him is unnecessary content.
here's the
Okay.
thing
I
with
can see
Vision,
that.
though, is he's a program. So can you really destroy a program?
well, he's not just a program. He's a compilation of a program and the Mind Stone and Thor. No. Yes.
The lightning is what gave him
Uh,
life,
There was one other thing that they said
I
in the
mean-
movie. I thought there was one other like
and he was Jarvis and the Mind Stone.
whatever. He's Jarvis. He's a compilation of Jarvis and the Mind Stone. So he's partly a program, but once you take away the Mind Stone element, it's no longer
I guess
just like
he's also part Ultron. He's Jarvis, Ultron,
That's
and
true.
the Mind Stone.
that's it. It was Ultron
he
too.
was
That was the
Ultron,
third
yeah.
one. Okay, I was trying
I don't
to
know.
remember.
I
There's
just
three
feel
they
like
mentioned.
that I don't know where this is taking place yet to be able to say like I don't know. And I don't know. It's hard to call it a cash grab because if by like the terms of cash grab, like
I know.
any spin-off is a cash grab, right?
Yes.
I mean, anything that's created is a cash grab because someone
Yes.
is hoping to make money off of it.
And
So
it's less of a cash grab in the fact that it's going on Disney Plus, which we already have anyway. It's not like they're making it an exclusive.
right, yeah,
Or
pay more.
exclusive in
you'll
the
get
fact
it.
that it's like, yeah, you have to pay extra to unlock this. But
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess in November, 90% of people who weren't paying month to month with Disney Plus are going to have to decide whether they want to re-up for another year or not, right? Because most people signed up in November because it went live in November, right? Like November, I don't remember the exact date, but anyways, so they do have to keep us interested, or people are just going to be like, no,
I think they will,
yeah,
but not because of any of this, but because of Mando. If it's coming out October 31st, you're going to have to hold it through November in order to finish off season 2.
Well, yeah. Do we know how many seasons? Well, we're not gonna get into Mando right now. Anyways, it excited me more than I was anticipating it would.
That's kind of what my point was too. Kyle, what are your thoughts?
So I think you're underestimating Chase. I guess Wanda's power. and her grief.
Isn't it said that she is technically the strongest Avenger?
Yeah, and a lot of her powers come in the form of, I don't even know, like
Visions.
no, she can create visions, right?
Yeah.
But like in the comics, she has a lot of power, and she almost like Professor X. It's not telekinesis. It's
Telepathic.
let's just say yeah, telepathy, stuff like that. So I mean, it's kind of my belief that this is going on in her head, that she's creating all of these things. She in a way of coping or dealing with the loss of Vision. So I think you're right. Vision's story is told. It's possible. I think that she may be trying to recreate Vision and bring him back to life, and is not able to, and is kind of dealing with that. And that's why it looks like a sitcom, and like she's like in her mind she's trying to deal with these things. So I think it's definitely more of a Scarlet Witch story than any kind of Vision story. It's kind of her dealing with it, which I'm excited for.
I was just thinking about something as we were talking, and I want to throw it out there. It's not necessarily something we saw in the trailer, but it has to do with WandaVision. We know who Wanda's parents are, right? Like her father is Magneto.
Not in the MCU.
Well, could it
It
be
could
now though? Because they own
So
that.
we don't. I mean, that's up to
Like,
whatever they write in,
could
because
we actually get? And I don't think we'll actually see a Magneto. Could we get reference to Wanda's father being Magneto?
at this point, yes, we could.
Because it's owned by Disney now.
Yep, but I'm not sure that we will.
I just think
Like,
that'd be kind of neat. It doesn't have to be anything much. Just
would
like a little
be-
like something about Dad's gonna. Oh, I talked to Dad today. Like, just I don't know. And I'm trying to remember who her mother was,
Well-
and I can't find it.
And that's why I'm hesitant about adding. Like, I don't think that adding X-Men into the MCU as it stands now is necessarily a good idea, because there's so much story, and most of the X-Men I feel like doesn't take place. It takes place like before any of the MCU started. So that'd be adding story. It'd be more risky to do it that way. Like, how come we haven't heard about mutants? How come we haven't heard about, I don't know. So personally, I hope they keep Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, although he's dead, doesn't really matter, separate from X-Men.
I think the way they do that is, again, through the multiverse. Like maybe Magneto is the father, in another universe, and when they tie it all together, he's like, "Oh, you look just like my daughter," or something like that. Whereas
I can
in
see
this
that.
universe, her parents are really dead. Maybe his name in this Earth is Eric I
Yeah, Leshner or something like that.
Yeah. Like his name is Leshner, but he was not powerful because they died in Wachovia. No, yes,
Sokovia?
Sokovia,
Sokovia. Because it's the Sokovia Accords.
right?
He's trying to mix Wakanda and Sokovia together.
Wachovia forever.
Or code. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I just made me think maybe that could get in there.
So then, why is her last name Maximoff?
I don't know. Maybe that's her married
If her
name. Maybe she's married
dad's
divorced.
name is
Well, maybe it was too hard for her to pronounce when she was little, so she just changed it.
So now that
That's
as
a good
made
one.
me think back, or you guys have made me think back to like lineage and whatever. How come she's having a harder time letting go of a robot that she had a crush on than her brother who got shot several hundreds of times?
Well, I
They
think
weren't that close.
they. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question. I
She
really
also-
wish
I
they
feel
did
like
not kill that character off, because it kind of stinks that they did. They don't have a speedster now.
hmm
Like, that was a cool character.
Time for them to buy
Quicksilver's
Flash
a neat
from
character.
DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you on that one.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not. I don't know.
Like, why is she having such a hard time coping with this? But she didn't
Wouldn't you?
seem to have a hard time coping. I don't
have a harder time if your girlfriend or significant other or wife like died over your sister?
But the difference is,
No, answer
I'm
the question.
well, no, Ez, the
Wait,
difference is
what?
I wasn't raised in captivity with my sister.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen,
just
Like
my
that wasn't the
sister's-
only person
my
I
sister's
had to
husband
bond
passed
with.
away, and if I passed away, she wouldn't care as much. I'm telling you, there's a stronger bond when you get married.
And there might also be just the factor that most everybody else's loved ones came back after the snap, after the reverse snap,
Mm.
and Vision died at that same time in that same battle, and Wanda didn't get Vision back, so she could
But she
be
didn't get
feeling
her brother back either. Like,
right, but he didn't die at the snap.
Yeah.
no, but neither did Vision. So I mean, it's the same principle.
He died seconds before though.
Yeah.
Like you could
Yeah.
they were saying, well, what if like there was I can't explain it. That's all I got to offer is it was like right there at the same time and everybody else came back except for Vision because he wasn't snapped.
I have a question. This might be a stupid question, but Captain America goes back with the stones, right? Could he have done something when he went back so that it's possible that Vision still exists in some way, shape, or form?
No. Where did they get the Mind Stone from?
I don't remember. It was during the Age of Ultron, which is probably the Marvel movie I've seen the least. I think I've only
So
seen it like
wasn't
once. all the
it
way through.
in Loki's scepter? Or why did they need
Right,
Loki's scepter?
in New York.
Yeah. So he
Mind
has to
Stone
put it
was-
back there, but Thanos still needs to acquire it by ripping it out of Vision's head. So where he put it back in time is long before Vision was even created.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing
Yeah.
he could have done putting it back to like put it back in Vision's head after Thanos yanks it out.
Okay. I was just
It would
wondering.
cause a paradox.
There's already so many paradoxes caused.
In this
Right.
in this universe, yeah.
And the Hulk kind of promised the Ancient One that they would not mess with the timeline. They put it right back, so that way that time stream could go on. And that's all I
Yeah,
got to say about that.
I mean, the Hulk can promise all he wants. It would have been Captain America who actually did the messing with.
Yeah.
But anyways, also something I thought was interesting. It
I have a
doesn't really.
question.
Okay, yeah, you go.
I'm
'cause
sorry.
What I'm going to say doesn't really tie directly in.
I'm sorry, and this doesn't either. This is getting so how when Doctor Strange does his little thing where he comes up with all of the different multiverses ever and only one of the multiverses is they win and like the rest of the human race succeeds. Does that mean in every other multiverse like gets destroyed at like or at least half of the people? There's only one true multiverse where everyone lives on past Thanos' snap.
I don't know that he was looking at multiverses, just outcomes of decisions.
But doesn't that equate directly to multiverses?
I would say yes.
I don't think
Unless
so.
there's
don't think
other
so, because what
unless
if
there's
in-
other
what
multiverses
if in
where
the other
Thanos chooses not
multiverses-
to
Well, so
kill everyone.
the issue with like multiverse or parallel universes is technically every decision you make creates a new one. So
Yeah.
it's exponential the split. So all the multiverse stuff that we could be dealing with now is from post Thanos, everyone surviving.
You're
so
right,
it's
you're right.
branching off of
You're
the
right.
current universe, those multiverses rather than pre-Thanos multiverses.
Gotcha.
Yeah, good point. My thing I wanted to bring up, which is something I heard today that I thought was kind of interesting, and it kind of ties in because I just noticed on the Wikipedia that it says that Elizabeth Olsen will reprise her role in the Disney Plus series WandaVision and in the film Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So she's going to be in that as well. But they were talking about how they're casting for the multiverse, or they were casting for the Multiverse of Madness alternate universe characters that would play the same characters in like a multiverse. And one of them they talked about was they were trying to get, and they didn't say if they did it or didn't or what, because I'm sure they don't want to
Michael B.
spoil it.
Jordan?
No, they were trying to get Tom Cruise to play a multiverse version of Tony Stark. And it made me think of like what other interesting multi-universe
That's
characters.
another video,
Good.
Josh. That's another video.
I don't know if that's something to laugh at because I think I feel like I've seen this article all the time, like people that gave up their
Yeah.
chance to be, and Tom Cruise is one of them. Tom Cruise could have been Iron Man,
Mhm.
so I think it's one of those
Yeah.
wink, wink, nod, nudge, nudge things.
That's
But it made
kind
me
of
think of like
funny.
we should do a video of just like what if Star-Lord was this guy in a multi-universe, or I don't know, like they were kind of fun just to play around, and maybe they will.
Do you think someone like Terrence Howard would come back and play a multiverse version of himself?
He was on Rhodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or who was the guy
I
who
was
played
just
the
gonna
original
say that.
Bruce Banner?
Oh, that was he. Oh, I don't hate you.
Norton.
Edward
Yeah,
Norton.
Edward Norton.
I feel like there's got to be other ones too.
Anyways, I just thought it was funny.
In a multiverse, Chris Evans comes back as the Human Torch.
I was thinking you just rotate your Chris's. You have Chris Hemsworth play Cap. You have Chris Evans play Star-Lord.
you
You have
know,
Chris Pratt play Thor.
I'm excited for the Multiverse of
I
Madness.
think if Taika Waititi was directing it, he would do something like that.
Yeah,
We get like Fat Thor earlier or something. I don't know. So I think that's all I had to add about WandaVision. All this.
that's all that I had to add about not WandaVision.
You know what would kind of be neat now that we're talking about this is the cameos were good. The story like wasn't, but when Crisis on Infinite Earths that DC did in the TV universe, the sheer amount of cameos that went on was awesome. And I feel like maybe Multiverse of Madness would be the one to do that cameo thing where it's just like anyone who played anyone of a Marvel universe is just back, and it's just cameo. Like that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Toby?
Toby?
Toby is instead of Tom Holland.
Toby?
Yes.
Oh, Wait, they could be
No,
three.
we just
ones. We could have Andrew Garfield. As
we
well.
just have
three of them.
literally
Yes.
literally
Have you seen where they're pointing at each other?
Yes!
See?
Wait, who played the different Spider-Mans in the voices of the different Spider-Mans in
Spider-Verse.
the Spider-Verse?
We just have
There were
like
some different-
Spider-Verse part 2 and have all of the Spider-Mans
Pig Spider,
who've ever
Live action
portrayed
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man.
John Mulaney
could-
would be pretty good.
we could get, like,
I'd
Oh
go
yeah,
with
that's right. He was John.
We can get
Mulaney.
like the 90s cartoon Spider-Man. We get like the 80s cartoon Spider-Man. I feel like there's so many Spider-Mans we could capitalize on.
this is shaping up to be a good day.
Oh well, all right. I think that's all we got. We're getting crazy.
I just like
So-
Esther's like Toby, and I'm like, oh,
I'm like, I was thinking
talking about
Toby from
Toby
The
Funderson.
Office. Yeah, exactly, Toby Funderson. I'm like, Toby?
I got you, Ez. I know what you're going at.
What do you think of the WandaVision trailer? Are you excited? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. And humans are odd.
Toby! Pizza time.